Dwarwako kabisa nikech wadwa winjo stories gi to kendo wadwa puonjre ka giwuok kuomu. Ka giwuok kuom stories go to wadwaro ni Ramoth biro donjonwa kodgi matut e puonj ma gikelonwa kaka pile. Wanyone mos 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 ka mos 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 mos. Ng'ato nyocha oparona ni ning'e ni independence mar piny ma koro iluongo ni Kenya noyud 1963, but dhano nochako whisper around it ok 1963 da many years back, 30 40 years behind, 50 years 60, jomoko nitie makata 100 years behind nosechako wacho ni jogi terowa marach. Nyaka wang'iyo mwagologo jogi ka ok korgi to gitimonwa gik maricho kama, gikawo lopwa gitimo ang'o gitimo. So wan be wanyone mos ka wagero oganda mar Luo mabiro dhi mbele gi weche ma mbele. Nyoro nyo wawuoyo kato Ramoth nyiwinjo jike nyiwinjo ka wacho gimoro around. Now I was very disappointed gi ng'at miluongo quote and quote ni chairman. Ato wachona wachno kawuono mong'isa ni oparo ni en kende ema gino nyochwanye. Which means en ng'ama Kenya to wacho ni a number of people were so disappointed gi wachno, they were discussing it. Kendo wacho ni gima nyo medo wang'o ahinya en example monyo ng'iso mar the Queen mar Paddyland in South Africa. Omako province miluongo ni Limpopo nikech kanowuoyo to the whole of the province noling ka winje kendo otimo kaka wacho. Magi chung kar tiendgi ni they don't need people from outside other provinces mondo bi ong'isgi kaka giriembre gi ji joma gisedakgo. Yes, nitie issues, ok gidagi, but they have got ways on how they will handle them, not the other way around. Koro I was like, wan nywago mana mbaka, ng'isa ni mbaka mugoyo kanyogo, don't take it lightly. That was what that guy told me. Don't take it lightly. You might say something, ini wogoya mbaka mugoyo na and topic mantiere no, but it hits hard on some things. So that was timely, and it's quite disappointing ni ng'at maluongo ni Ker can wake up to wacho ni kitimo kama kimulo ng'ane to wago wigi kite. Who speaks like that? And yet a whole queen can stand up against xenophobia, and it doesn't happen in his province, in her province. Kech omako to any in the whole province, but omako two major tribes. Omako Pedi and Venda. Pedi en margi Malema, Venda en margi Ramaphosa. She is the queen for both of those, both the president, the opposition leaders, and you're going to listen to her. Much as a sitting president. But when the queen speaks, the president listens. I just thought I would mention that. Otherwise, GK Arwaki Mongo Agone Ramugi Cultural Institute for Low Heritage Research and Education erokamano. Families wa erokamano kuomi waga thuolo mar timo gini. Immediately maga gani GK mokwongo cha miwacho ni minyiero to ing'e gima timre cha. To sound engineer moro gona mna kiki ata kata nyaka walok microphone. Wago ni erokamano. Gin be family wa technical team erokamano. Otherwise GK okadwa kawo thuolo malach. Mi rwak jowagi go ne ancestors erokamano kaeto wachake.
Erokamano, cultural champions. Kawaluongo ugani nyikwa Ramogi, it is very on purpose. Nikech Ramogi represents kingship, empire building, rulership. Kawaluongo uga kamano on purpose. Ineno jomoko to rule other places. Okata girule gi lead other places. Makata ok gikea ken dhako koro. Want to put okay to chairman. Erokamano kuom bet ka. Wi kik wil ni un champions. Ok un mana cultural kendo, un cultural champions. To nwasomo nyoro kata orucha ni culture ok en dance. En an intellectual system. En a power system. En a social system. Erokamano. I hope ni ubo land gimoro kawuono kun kodwa ka. At least ubo wuok gi gimoro. Erokamano. Unye the goal, the prize. Unye the future. To the future can tugo. Unye the future to the future can tugo. Erokamano kuom bet ka kao time ni. Bedie ka. Wawachie this our thing. Wawachie girwa ni. Girwa mamit ni. Erokamano. To technical team. Erokamano kuom mako lweto through this. I appreciate you. Kabisa kabisa kabisa. Uketo waga on toes. Erokamano. Jowa. Nyithindwa. Mondewa. Relatives wa. Wagonu erokamano. Kuom relatives mamioga. We'll get the best out of us. Erokamano. Magolo the worst out of us. Be erokamano. One balanced. Erokamano. To Amogi Cultural Institute for Luo Heritage Research and Education. Inge nying no iwache ga te. Akiwache te. Okay, abbreviated. Kata abridged. And the whole thing. Erokamano sana kuom miwa nafas ni. Mar bet ka. Wabet ki karwa kama wanyalo wuoye. Kama wanyalo bet wan. Moko badho gima jomoko paro kata giwacho. Mabe wanyalo bet wan. To wa exist sani. To umak lwetwa. To umiwa support. Erokamano. Umed makwa. Umed tegowa. Umed bedo kodwa. Erokamano ahinya. To kwerewa. Erokamano. 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 Erokamano to pod waparou. Watimo gikwa te. Waparou kabisa. Erokamano. Auda un le. Erokamano kuom bet koda ka. Erokamano kuom ni wagedhiga karachiel. Ni seche moko kata kiyudo ng'ata achiel ma manyalo mako ni loth. En gima tek saidi lakini en gima tego ng'ato ahinya. Erokamano ahinya. Waduok ni mondo wasuore i gini. Erokamano tena.
Erokamano JK. Amor kendo koro aparo ni gima watim. Wasego ni ji duto erokamano, waserwako jowa. Nyikwa Ramogi waserwako. Koro aparo ni JK. Duok ni aduoka gini mondo koro ichak wadhi kode. Sa kendo ing'en sani ringo ga tinde makia nodhi ga kanyo.
Tinde akia kata Urban Toko ogine oloko na gine matin. Gidwa ni ng'ato chul 10 credits eki watch gine wani.
Oh.
Tek. No tek.
Ng'ano kaso kare.
Kila ng'ato no. No.
Aparo ni numbers gima timore numbers wabuogo ji koro giregulate wa kabisa. But anyway, en kamano wadhi mbele.
Gini. Nadwa rango kar kaga kendo but ne timoro kama ne gine matin. Ma iluongo ni the donkey, the fox, the lion, and the monkey. Aduoke. Waduok ong'er. Matin. A long time ago, the lion was the chief of all animals, and the monkey was his nyikogu, meaning his custodian and chief minister. The monkey had great influence over the lion. All the animals he hated were accused by him to the lion. Were accused by him to the lion, accused of plotting against the chief. The lion always ordered the accused animal to be killed. The fox was displeased with the lion for killing all his subjects. He thought of how to kill the lion. But when thinking his plans over, he changed his mind and decided that the monkey should die first. One day, the fox ordered his wife to make a lot of beer. When his wife had made the beer, he instructed her to fill okay. When his wife had made the beer, he instructed her to fill the largest pot with beer and take it to the chief's home. Another huge pot of beer should be brought to the chief's nyikogu, the monkey. The fox's wife did as her husband had instructed her. The fox invited all the other animals to his home to drink the beer there. He instructed his wife to fill the small pot with beer and preserve it for the night. The monkey invited his own friends to his home to drink the beer given by the fox. When the beer was consumed, every animal returned to his home. After the evening meal, the fox sent his son to the nyikogu, the monkey, to come to his house to drink some more beer there. "Why should I come?" the monkey asked. "My father invites you," the son of the fox replied. "Well, then, I had it," the monkey replied. The boy got up and returned home. The monkey went to and followed the boy. The fox had instructed his wife to prepare skins in the courtyard of the homestead and to take the beer in the little pot out. When the monkey arrived, the pot led him to the skins in the courtyard. They took their place on the skins and drank beer and started conversing. When the beer was almost finished, the fox asked the monkey, "Why is it that our chief walks barefoot? Hasn't he any shoes?" "He has no shoes," the monkey answered. "And this is because there is nobody who knows how to make shoes." "I know how to make shoes," the fox said. "I have got some pairs which I made, and they are very beautiful." They consumed the beer, and the monkey returned to his home. The next morning, the monkey went to the chief. He told him about the conversation he had with the fox. "The fox knows how to make shoes," he said. "He could make some for you." "Does the fox know how to make shoes?" the chief replied. "Then send somebody for him later. When the people have returned from their fields, let him come to me." The monkey agreed and left. When the man returned from the fields, the monkey went to the fox. He told him that the chief wanted to see him. "I will come," the fox told him. After the fox had eaten, he went to the chief. I heard that you know how to make shoes, the chief said. If you really know it, you should make one pair of shoes for me. Mos, this is why I have called for you. I really know how to make shoes, the fox told the lion. But the problem is the leather for making the sandals and the skin for the laces. A good leather would be the leather of the donkey. And for the laces, they should be made from the muscles of a monkey. That's all right, the lion replied. You can go and come back in the evening. By midday, the lion called his Nyikogo, the monkey. He told him that he would like to have a chat with him over that little quantity of beer which had remained from the beer the fox had offered him previously. He told him that he would like to have a chat with him over the little quantity of beer which had remained from the beer the fox had offered him the previous day. When the monkey entered, the lion instructed his wife to bring what little remainder from the day before. To bring that little remainder from the day before. They drank. About what would you have told me? No, sorry. About what you have told me, the lion said. I have consulted the fox. He told me that he would need leather from the donkey skin. What do you think? This is not difficult, the monkey replied. Donkey leather is really good material for shoes. The lion didn't tell the monkey anything about the laces, as they would have to be the monkey's muscles. Shall I not tell my wife to take some beer to that lonely hut? He asked the monkey, so that when he comes, he will go to that hut. When we join him there, we shall come out and I will quickly kill him. Mose, and then you can come to me so that we may inspect the donkey's skin. The lion thus called his wife and instructed her to take some beer into the lonely hut. And he told the monkey to send a boy for the donkey. The monkey sent a boy to the donkey, telling him that he was invited to the chief's court. After a short while, the donkey arrived at the court. The monkey went to meet him and led him into the hut. The monkey put the beer before the donkey. They both drank, conversing. After some time, the lion entered. He greeted the donkey and asked about the weeding in his field and so on. Then the monkey got out of the hut and returned to the house where he and lion used to stay. When the lion saw that the monkey had gone out of the hut, he jumped on the donkey and broke his neck, thus killed him. He removed his skin and put it aside. After some time, the monkey went to join the lion. When he entered, the lion asked him to inspect the skin. As the monkey was checking the skin and was unaware of anything, the lion gave him a blow and killed him. He removed the monkey's muscles and put them on the donkey's skin. The lion ate the monkey and consumed all his meat. He ate some part of the donkey meat. The remaining part was stored. By night, he called the fox. When the fox arrived, the chief gave him the skin of the donkey and the monkey's muscles. Tomorrow, I shall spread it in the sun, the fox said. When it is half dried, I shall take it to the river. Will it be ready after 2 days? The lion asked. The fox replied that it would be ready. Will it be ready after 2 days? The lion asked. The fox replied that it would be ready. Go and make them very nice, the lion told him. The fox took the skin and the muscles and threw them into a well and went home undisturbed. 3 days passed, and the fox did not bring the shoes. After 4 days, the lion went to him and asked him if the shoes were made. I made the skin stiffer and harder by leaving it in the sun for a longer time. That is why it has to remain for a longer time in the well too, in order to make it soft, the fox replied. The following morning, the fox went to the well. He looked into the well and he saw his shadow. He returned home and went to the lion. He said to the chief, Sir, there is somebody who thinks that he is greater than you are. He refused to let me take the skins out from the well. The lion went with the fox to the well. Where is he? The chief asked. He's in the well. There. The fox replied. When the lion looked into the well, he saw his shadow. When he opened his mouth in anger, his shadow reflected this. The lion jumped into the well and sank down, deep down under the water. He suffocated and died. The fox buried him in the well. The fox was left alone and was very happy. Totinda. Rumo kanya. Telo. You're chief coffee. Luoness.
Chief to for
Luoness.
nyaka nyikonge ne koro itieko gigi te.
Nyikogo.
Nyaka nyikogo ofuo, chief ofuo. Koro itieko gigi te. Hey, the fox be tije tek. To wang'eyo adier makende nok en the fox, wang'eyo nok en the lion, wang'eyo nok en the monkey, wang'eyo nok en the well, wang'eyo ni en a deeper luo teaching. Koro wadwaro magi gin mana symbols of gima terowa into understanding the Luo consciousness. Gima terowa into understanding ni ka in ker mar piny, in ogai mar piny, in ajwang' ma koro onego telo piny monego chik oganda e yo makare. Irito piny nade? To jomiritogi moko nikech dhano to ok chalre, mano to kawaida. Jogi nyaka handle mopogore opogore. In to jogi ineno gi nadi. To moko nitie manyalo bedo ne riek, keto ne riek, ok ne riek. Keto ne riek kabisa molo moko gin tijgi na plot gik maricho richo mahinyo jowadgi. To in bende ing'e ni kini kanyo ok iber ne ji te. In bende inyalo pang ni gimoro. To kin wasigu mari ji te to siri ok bi ng'isi ni gima kama ipango ni. Unfortunately ong'er gi chief ne gifuo gi te koro fox wacho ni magitugo koda gibro neno. And they did it. Koro adwaro wacho mana ni koro ketwa keta e puonj mar gini. Kaka archives wawachang'o. Jodongo kaka nokelo Simba ni to gikelo ong'er kaka en prime minister mar Simba. To kendo ong'er emidwa en kendo gine en emodwa lokore gima twe wuoche. To donkey ting'en bende en to be okwa akwa mos kamoling'e kucha to en bende ome aoma no ma kata gimo koro ei kae maketre ga ne riek
En
ka
victim.
chamo mofuwo maketre ka
Ah,
riek ka chamo mofuwo to mofuwo ahinya bende moketo nofuwo to
mm,
be kia gima dhi mbele bende githo tho mok margi in to ng'ato ka dwa woche
mm,
tini ema pieni idwaro ni los go woche. Hey,
mm,
tek manade
mm.
but GK
Ochal kodwa jo Africa.
ket ane into perspective.
Mm.
Mm,
Donki chal kodwa jo Africa. Ji bo decide kucha ni kakao bo bet kama, ma bo bet kama, ma bo dhi kama. Alafu lwenyu wuok gine, wuok Congo. Wuok Congo, lwenyu wuok Congo nikech ang'o? Nikech jomoko ose decide.
mm.
Especially niparo last time nowuoyo about monkey to adhi detail ahinya ma represent thoth.
Correct. Nogolo nyaka piche ka.
But ka kwerewa miwa a very interesting thing. Ni joma riek seche moko ginyalo neno ga through the nonsense. But gin very skilled at justifying nonsense to themselves. Koro en gima nyaka gi watch out kabisa. Especially joma riek nyalo describe nonsense. But bobed no chal gima make sense. Biparo ni nitie rieko kanyo. Bod connect gima nowacho cha ni ng'ama jarieko ochako chung' e miriambo. Ok amin miriambo ni situational. I mean ni miriambo koro chako deceive himself. Or deceive himself. Nikech ong'iyo okawo proverbs moko manwasomo kami. Osoyo wiye mane operating system motiyogo. Koro deceive himself. Okay, in connection with reality. Tiyudo bet matek. So, ineno kata ong'er katimo gigo. Konen fuwo, oneno gi govern. Tiyudo ni simba onego ji mang'eny sana. Sibuor onego ji mang'eny sana. But monkey ok nen bochopone. Ong'er ok nen bochopone. Kineno ni gin magiriek. So mano miwa warning ni kata ka ng'ato nyalo bet ni amiyi example telo kapok adhi kamano. Ineno kaka time mane en weekend mane wantie kod figures ka. Wacho the future of Kenya. Kenya in 2040. To gikelo nyaka percentages, gikelo nyaka projections. Iparo nitie some technical, scientific, economic information matimre. Mano te propaganda. Omi nyaka kaka gino bo idho with what percentages ni koro ng'isi ni mano en forecast. Kara en propaganda. Nikech kirango buoye on the side tiyudo ging'isi what it is about. Nobo privatize Kenya Airways. Ubo privatize gine. Gik mineno katimre gi. Ubo privatize Kenya Power. Ubo privatize Safaricom. Yani gik mineno katimre gi. But he justify nini. Ma another rieko. And kakineno kaka gima sibuor notimono. Iyudo ni ginego the people, ginego the land. But to them, mano rieko and mano is the highest level of power, games of power, bedo strategist. Nikech kanyo ineno onger nere ni en strategist, en mokelo punda, en ma en mong'eyo. Tineno kaka Fox donjo e wiye mayot. Fox donjo e wiye mayot by penjo question about image magi project, PR. PR. Ni chief be onge wache.
En chief manade maonge wache ni.
Makoro
To mano
jatelo.
donjo nong'er straight kabisa.
Donge ni enyisogu.
Gini
Telo
kuodo,
enyisogu.
gini kuodo wiwa.
En e Minister of Finance telo. En e Minister of Ministers. Koro ing'eni otek. Koro ing'isi.
Jike, as you speak, kaki wachen, I'm just thinking, it might not be related, but I've been thinking, especially the political formation ma Kenya. Nitiere, ng'en kidwaro banyo presidency no, dwaro pesa. That is the truth of the matter. You can't be working. Okinyal transverse the whole country kionge pesa. You need money to fuel those. In fact, I remember one time one of the MPs ne wacho ni one rally alone, assuming ni dwa Nairobi, tidhi timo rally Migori. You know, the amount of money you're using per day, oken pesa matugo, because nitie joma dhi early kucha prepare gik moko, nyaka gichiem, nyaka ginind. Geche madwa dhi that side, samoro idwa tiyo gi helicopter and all those things. To koro pare kidwa bedo president, idwa ni time imul every part of the corner. Now, that was just too late, but Atwoli said something. Taparo ni ji paro ne en tugo. Nikech samoro kwasekawo political leanings to we don't think. In fact, anyway, anytime, okunika samoro. Every time we think politically, we throw away our logic, okutiga. We use our emotions. So Atwoli said, if you want to be a presidential candidate, where will you get billions? One name, one code. That's what he said. One name, one code. They can wanyalo migo. Koroko kwa migo to means you. But it's amazing. Natwali said that thing the other day. To Kawuono, one of the presidential hopefuls, Ogolo pay bill, no chokne pesa, mar transverse the country. You love him or hate him, or the thing he said is factually true. Kalo record the reality. Nikidwaro bedo a president, you have to transverse the country. So you need money. Practically, you need money. Where you get it, that could be a different story. How those are different. Who gives it to you is a totally different one. But the bottom line is, ni Joma make decisions inside the boardroom. Kalore gi politics ma Kenya. They are not bothered with your run ups and down, but they know that you need money, and that money must get it from somewhere. So I was like listening. I was thinking about it. Kenda Rajani, it's there are people who they remember those three people that you described. You described Nwaga Pileka Pileka, the three people. I think people are not listening to that and looking at the political formation. And the other thing that followed through what Atwoli said, there was a reshuffling, not in ministries, but in something. And then you find Atwoli's wife being one of the people who have been given posts. And then you connect the dots and you say it doesn't matter what you people outside there are thinking. There are people in the boardroom who make these decisions, whether you like them or not. They're making them, and it's happening. Even the president say, "Kete, you have got no power to be what you know. Kinyal keten kijenchi at all. Not at all is supporting you at all." He said. So I'm just mentioning this because there are a lot of dynamics that goes on To kata king'iyo koro gima discuss ni. The fox simply plays around with the monkey's emotions kaka iwacho. To osekache pap to kanyo ema tho dhi aye. To chief dhi akanyo to thone en owuon be dhi akanyo. This guy is outside just making decisions outside based on emotions throw at you and you catch them. And is a very small animal, is the fox. Very small animal. To nego simba ni
Especially ma Africa. Fox ma Africa tin. Fox ma
I
Africa
just,
tin ga.
yes, I just wanted to make ng'i aneno
Mm.
fox cha nego simba. Fox cha nego ong'er en gima dum chikre ewi yath koni gi koni kata it's
Mm.
not easy mondo imake. It's not easy in literally talking
Mm.
by speaking. But yeah, I just wanted to it really corresponds with what you're saying, me. There are people who look at you, they throw emotions at you, and you're done.
Mm.
Because you have got no capacity. You have no capacity to think logically. You are not wired for it. Ina dichwo. Man, just a man. Yeah.
In a male, not a man. You're just a
Thank
male.
you. Sorry. In a male, can you? You're not thinking
Just a male.
logically. Yeah. Yeah. The mbele jike.
I'm just a male there. Okay, in a man. A male there. Because you're someone manhood is about self-control. Self-control. Politics bedo expensive kwa chako kanyo is only in Africa. Only in Africa. A me example.
Yes.
Yudo kaka wachin kamoro kaka Germany. Ji ok choose ga prime minister.
Yeah.
And joma we choose ema dhi kuro to gin ema gi choose ng'ano from themselves. So okiyud ni ji obet kanyo gin ma gi choose prime minister. Chal kaka president. President bedo chosen by them. Joma wu elect mondo dhi i parliament. Un gi parliament mek regions. Ing'eyo, Germany chal kaka gima nitie kod counties. Emomiyo iluonge ga ni Federal Republic.
Correct.
En a federation. En a coming together of
Regions.
Regions. Ema nowacho ni kata kineno, this is what was supposed to happen really in Kenya. But gini nogoye kona bodhi into project machiemo piny kucha. Minyalo yudo ni seche moko kata some rates nyalo bet very different in other parts ma Germany according to kaka trade dhi. Nikech nitie some parts of Germany ma gin very strong in terms of economic power. I mean, kaka Frankfurt is the center of business. Yeah. And there's some other parts ma gin center of shipping. And there's some other parts ma gin kaka Berlin and center ma government and ji mang'eny. But oting'o the more technology part, the technology scene and moting'o. So you don't hear another part moting'o the industries machon, jolos chumbe, and another region kendo. Seneno ka gibiro bet piny to those interests have to be weighed on the table. Majo king'iso such things in places are running like this, kata kaka America be run kaka federation. Interest mek Texas, okay, kaka laws mek California, ok te chal mek Texas.
Exactly.
Kata nitie moko ma gin gi state tax. Kaka wach nitie tax ma Nyanza, wach ka Nyanza, nitie tax ma Nyanza to iyudo ni Central onge. To ji nitie. So iyudo nitie that nitie kaka gik moko ran ma wan ok wan ga privy to this. Wan more interested ng'eyo ni Germany o qualify for World Cup ama gol. to how many black players ema nitie kuro. Mage gik ma warango. So iyudo ni jogo ka gi campaign kanyo in that region, ok en gima ati prime minister bo dhi campaign everywhere. Obo campaign kanyo. To seche moko campaign go gin moko gidhi TV nikech ji tiyo. Sa adi mobiro kanyo nochung' kanyo to go mbaka. Ji weekend dwa timo gigi. Ng'ama bo chung' kanyo ni otiyo the whole week odwa no relax weekend. Idwa gone koko kanyo koro iketo crusade miluongo ni political rally. Kugolo uyanyre tugolo jokes maonge left kata right.
Amathi wache nikech leave alone kata mana crusade go kata ng'ama gogo. Estate mantiere ok inyal ng'ado lum gi machine weekend.
Telo buachieni. Telo wach gini. Wach gini. Ing'eni wach moro ati ok inyal winjo ati kanisa kaka winjo ga geto kanisa on Sunday ji oketo akia auja kanyo. You cannot.
Maki motime dhi jela. Chon.
Motweyi chon. Disturbing
Ka
the peace.
machine kende machine ma mor ni dwa ni katkia joma tiyo ni go biro ni ng'ado machine no rumo ne Fridays 9.
Telo
Nyaka
ineno kaka jomoko
Monday okinyi.
bas. Kata wito chupa telo. Wito chupa on the weekend nyaka saa 6 after kanyo ji dwa relax. Chupa moko mibayo i tank go gidwa winjo.
To one thing
Kendo luongi ni police piyo.
Ramoth, en na button to ose iwinjo na wew dhodi. Igoli wew ki wuok oko to ging'isi nyaka ing'isi video. Gin te gionge ka. Ging'isi video magi mitimo cha nikech gisedhi CCTV magise download magise bedo. Ko gin go that's evidence. Kimaki bende nyaka ng'isi gimomiyo imaki ok maki amaka. But gimiwacho no happens especially politics gito is just as rough as Makenya. In fact, magi rough, they kill each other every day. But gin bende election of the president was South Africa about timga through the ballot. The party moyudo the move members of parliament. Ema president wuokie a parliament obedo chose a parliament. Koro kagi said
parliament.
Koro gi lobby other parties mondo vote kodgi. But the party with the more members of parliament ema elect the president.
Onge ching ema ji bedo ga surprise. Onge ching mibiro kanyo winjo ni ji odhi kura ni wadhi on Ramaphosa kura. Ema miyo ng'isi Kenya, ema miyo truly can talk that rubbish. Because it is rubbish. Ema miyo nyalo wuoyo that rubbish. Giketo system expensive for that purpose.
They made it adwacho manitiek. Adwacho they purposely made it that way. Mondo gi control.
Wan gi gine, wan gi dhiange yani. Ni wen en chairman kende. Ochako from the top. And then layers of nonsense and nonsense and nonsense and nonsense. To kidwa gine sana to iketo ni football bana rangi mpira bana.
Mondo lalui.
Nitie Netflix nitie ka bana, nitie polygamist bana. Gini kali. Antie series maji wazunge dhi space.
Ka mpira onge mpira yweyo from dwe mar 5 nyaka 8 to koro unwe gi supporters mag Arsenal gi mag supporters Ramoth supporters koro go mpira nyayo.
But telo en kama no ber ka ji understand nikech seche moko kiwacho gigi to giparo ni Kenya bol lwar ni Kenya bo pogre obo bet mana civil war is not true. Nitie so many systems of governance matiyo. Kata kaka nowacho no an awinjo ga jomoko kon Kenya kanyo gokinyi 5 to gichako rodho koko. Koni ok awinji gi gama koro ne tama naparo jogi wigi tek. What happened? Ok wawinjgi ga 5 ka gigo koko telo. Kawacho adier. Akia side no, but side ni ok wawinjgi ga. Tok nok gionge.
To ng'a
Ok
ng'isi
ni
ni
gionge.
nitie order, en order. There is order. Gin ko order e life gi. Wach moro ni dwa gon ji koko to ng'ato. Kamana kaka iwacho cha ng'ato dwaro yweyo Saturday, Sunday, into koro ikiluonge ibiro gi helicopter e pap. Idwa ni gibi gichokre giwinji. Kiwacho ang'o?
Ati ibet chien kanyo. Koni kata ginego kaka funeral itimo telo. Ok ibi yudo chance ma ati minister nitie mic e funeral. Odwa wuoyo kod about the financial bill e funeral. So Kenya gik moko gigi oket mondo bed expensive for that purpose.
Correct.
To ma is a British system. Gino giti kode but gimiwago.
That's what I wanted to say.
They don't use that nonsense. But mana kaka ni miwa Vision 2040 ma Kenya cha. It's the same way gimiwaga this nonsense. Nangisi telo ineno ga joma luongo ga ni leader kora penji telo ok kuom rach. Time ma ng'ato kaka Sonko ne en mayor. Idwa ng'isa ng'acha unyalo donje high intellectual meeting ma wuoyo and he gets it.
Governor. To ing'eyo GK.
Idwa ng'isa adier ni he gets it.
Cartoon. Ing'eyo gimiwacho ga ni cartoon cha. Kuom Sonko kende mana apply ga wachno all the time. Yani Sonko chieng' moro akia ne meeting marang'o to Uhuru Kenyatta obet kanyo tang'ang'o. Ni wazungu ni kanyo. Ing'eyo ni kik miwacho ga gi samoro iparo ga ni gin ok gi. These things work in everyday life. Jogi dwaro koro Sonko koro dwaro omoro koro wazungu. It was some international meeting and he was remember ni governor man Nairobi actually was the host. Chieng' no koro Sonko luongo man Uhuru Kenyatta. His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta. To ka jogo onge to Uhuru en noluongo go Uhuru nang'o cha. Oluongo dholuo gi Kiswahili Sheng language actually. And you wonder ni why do we act? Nikech macha is pure acting and cartoonish behavior miwacho gacha. That is the truth. Mine is a governor. Koro nikech wazungu nika. Koro twine. Koro mowacho mana ni His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta.
Telo nang'isi. Ya wacho ni nade.
Kawuono an gi live example kiwacho nikech jawacho gino pile ka pile. Yeah, ni jogi gi act for white people gi act ka gineno wazungu be.
Telo. It is the opposite. It is the opposite. Kagin mbele wa they act. Kagin mbele wazungu they behave and say the truth. Ineno kaka example miwacho ma Sonko no. Sama jogo onge to gitimre gin enemies.
Correct.
Sama jogo nti to ging'iso jogo wan gimoro achiel, His Excellency. Ng'ane. Tang'isi kidwa jarateng' masani idwa winjo adier kete mbele mzungu. Especially kikete mbele mzungu madhako. Manyako kata koonge clue. Ineno Atuoli no. Time moro naneno nitie video moro YouTube about kine. About nong'iso kamodaki and this and this. And the people around him. Telo many video no and concentrate on the people behind him. Iboneno something.
Behind him, you mean jomobet kamobet all people.
Giwuotho.
People working with him, yeah. I just want to get the context. Ni joma wuothe toke ka. Yes, okay. Yeah.
Iboneno something interesting.
To GK, look, gimomiyo wacho ga ni luo mit. This story en story momiwa gi jodongo. To ondike e book. to
Mm.
ndiki about animals, right? Koro
Mm.
kikawe isoma buguno tisome, inisoma soma for the sake of some, or isome as a storybook. Let me say that. No, let me not use the sake. Storybook.
Mm.
Book mondo soma as a storybook. Doesn't mean we are
Mm.
reading it for the sake of reading. Read the mondo. Yeah, you do a somo story moroti winjo gima story nothing. But
Mm.
Koko bedo analyzed, don't give away as a storybook. But now look, this is a book. Mondik ondike mana puoyo, I mean ondike onger, tondike simba, tondike other lays, the donkeys and all that. But now, kakoro we
Mm.
are analyzing it. It's
So
not
delo maki we will ma oken from the collection ma from archives ma story ma thousands of years. Oken
That's
story
what I'm
ma.
saying. Ema miyo achon
Mm.
jodongo miwa.
Mm.
Ema miyo
Mm.
jogacho stories ma jodongo nomiwa because it's from
Mm.
archives, originally from
Mm.
archives ma jodongo miwa. But look now,
Mm.
it reflects the current life in 2026 politically, socially,
Mm.
economically, everything. Wache iloso. Wache ni
Mm.
kiloso materials idwaro. Nyaka gimoro tho. Mondo eka los wache ni. Jogi
Mm.
chamre kigin ka inegre kigin ka mondo ng'ato benefit. Ng'ato bende ol gi telo maru no kone ka telo uno konye. Onego wanege kanyo koro afadhali unu bed maonge kata ka koro piny odong maonge king. They don't care. Because telo is Tendiraj. So
Otekon he was alone and he was very happy.
look at that. He
Hey,
was
the last line, the fox was left alone and
he
was
was very
not
happy.
happy, very happy.
Very happy.
Mm.
Luo is not a joke. Ramoth Luo is not a joke. Dimbele
Luo,
Luo is
Luo
not a joke.
different. Talo Luo different. I was like, okay. Ntie, kwa dhi gono. Kwa dhi gono. Kamiluongo ni Egypt. Ntie buk moro kanyo. Ing'e wasesomo kadhaa, but ntie mang'eny. So, ntie moro kanyo ma ng'ato golo prophecy about what will happen in the future. Bugno ondik before even Jesus was born. To describe right now exactly. People will turn on the old ways. Talk old ways at Kitigi. I mean the ways of the core of the culture. Nijibo, they will shun knowledge, they will shun education, the land will be laid to waste, it will be run by foreigners, they will thieve the grave of our forefathers. Tomagima makata Jesus pokonyuol. So actually my mom ineno info education mar Kenya, wakao Kenya for example, and rubbish. To produce educated servants. Nikech onego chop kama jogin gi foresight. Data no onego migi patterns makoro gin gi foresight. Wanyalo describe nini ka pattern ni oendelea for 100 years. Obo yudre kacha. Nikech data nitie. Example en kaka wacho gatelo. Wabet ga katwa discuss relationships sate. As if one year the first generation to do relationships.
Mm-hmm.
No, there are no clues more seneno from the ones before us. Mwanyalo kao bo learn some lessons how men and women relate. Every time en kawa bet ka in these spaces and mana discussion mar relationships and the marriage. As if one in 2026 one is the first people to discover marriage. So everything and new. Everything in discussion, everything in bet pin to a discuss. To just setimo this thing for thousands of years. It is some patterns. Alafu iket koro mzungu biro kanyo mang'isi principles of relationship. Koro wiyi ok ti. Wiyi ok ti. Wiyi ok ti. Whatever they say.
Ikon kono mzungu mi principles of relationship.
Wiyi ok ti. Koro iwinjo kata ng'ato wacho ni we go through the dating phase. Iwacho bana, are you serious? Telo wan kaniwacho ni dating titere Luthuli Avenue, udhi chamo chips. Nikech wawinjo ni wazunge chamoga fish and chips.
Nyasaye nokonyowa. Wan e tuoro. Nyasaye nokonyowa. Wan
Un ma ubiro Nairobi koro ugine, ubiro Robi koro un ma koro utime go tada, tinde en mana un.
wan en ga saa 8 Saturday, saa 8.
Mm, mm.
Ya. Bam kasongo wero ni
Iwacho ni kuseluoki aora.
bas saa 8 warom saa 8. Ete gunda kokong'o malo kacha. Ituoro.
Ah, kara kara un muketho Kenya. Un ituoro ng'ane giri kwelo. Kagiwacho ni onge kumidhiye maonge pesa.
Kasongo polo menyo wero nyako nyiri ohero
Mm,
saa 8 makata nyako
mm.
makia sa kiny warom saa 8. Mano
Mm.
Saturday jike. Koro wan magu
Sama ji
magi.
dhi sama ji dhi gine udhi tuoro, sama ji tweyo.
Sama kia un
Mm,
titeru uchimo ka chips
mm,
no Luthuli Avenue
mm,
kia kure.
mm.
Wan e gunda kokong'o malo, gunda kojwang' malo.
Generation we moketho Kenya. Ay, 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 ay. Un muketho gini. Ah, un mumiyowa problems gi.
Ting'en
So,
wan nyaka gi gine social media ne wan go.
mm,
Tuoro. Indiko ke
mm,
message duto ni indike tuoro. Wan simbe umubiro
mm.
tinde gi wan nokia. Wan message wan
Iwacho
ndike tuoro kacha.
iwacho ni en nyaka gi memory, ok oruchre.
Tuoro ok ruchre.
Mm,
Ok ruchre. To tuoro mondike no onge ng'ama ng'ado gin message no bro ti kanyo, onge ng'ama ng'ade. En obed the new fresh ma ji dwa ng'ado dhi loso go gine. Uno
mm,
and everything. Mae
mm.
mondike no ok ine ka ng'ato mule no ng'ade. Message no ti kanyo.
En singruok. En muma.
En muma.
En muma mondik ituoro.
En muma.
Singre.
En
Mm,
single.
mm.
Yeah, but
Mm,
this is quite interesting, Rambo. It's very
mm,
interesting story, no Nikeche. These are stories written thousands and thousands of years ago,
mm,
but you read them in 2026, and they are alive with us. The situations are alive with us to date.
mm,
Kinge one gi chiefs, one gi kings, joma luongre kings, quote and quote, one gi
mm,
leaders in positions of power. Nitie
mm,
ma onde ne riek to fuo chamo kwalo mana pesa. Nitie ma wan go man gin kings kata chiefs kata ng'o monego bed ni ema chiwo direction n'oganda.
mm, mm.
To gin ok ginyal. I've always said anuoyo ni some of them in emidhi kijana ni kod issue to wacho ni wadhi ka chief or adhi ka kama kama mondo ayud kony kata kuom jaduong' ma kama kama.
Adhi kuom jodongo.
Kuom jodongo onge kony modhi nwang'o. The first thing midhi ng'ise ng'ani ema dhi nyise problems ge mokwongo.
Ase jaduong' odenyo.
Ni jaduong' ng'ise nodenyo, in ng'ama idhi ire ni. Idhi ire to en emogi
Winjo ka jaduong' penjo to niwuothe gi gimoro.
wuotho nade, wuod ng'ane,
Mm,
wuod nyalkada iwuotho nade,
mm,
wuod nyadolo iwuotho nade.
mm.
To kare nang'o, dong an ema biro kan chief ni kata jaduong' ni ok okel.
Wisdom for sale. Ken wisdom adier. Mm.
Dhi mbele jike.
To telo story ni there's something mowachoga ka and it is very very evident. And very evident. Awachoga ni especially jowagi so-called misleaders gi gin ga with the lowest self-esteem. Folks oyudo gi nadi telo? Just by mako their esteem.
Yes. Ionge gi
To
wuoche.
chief ni
In chief tionge wuoche.
onge
Self-esteem
wuoche.
mari olwar.
Kata kong'ise ni onge wuoche, penjo ni to chief cha en ga gi wuoche?
I think the wordings is also very tactical, to be honest.
To chief cha. Kwanza sano giseyudo liquid confidence, ing'eyo?
Yeah.
Kwanza Fox riek osemiyo gi liquid confidence ma gihero. Eko penjo gi. Emomiyo always jogi kirango wenge gi. En ga mana the same thing. The same thing. Kendo kidonjo kodgi kanyo to in ng'ama ber sana. To oso e box. Nikech kakiwacho no telo girito mondo ibi kod gimoro. Kwani ne giwinjo Fox nikech ang'o? Donge nooro bia? Iwen jogi ochako nyoro. Iparo nooro wuode mondo oluong ong'er gotieno nobiro.
No way. Ong'er do read mischievousness kanyo gotieno sani.
Kata ok orid mischievousness telo, ok obi. Ok iwinj ga ni nokwal giri tiwacho ni iluongo ting'isi ni waonge mafuta. Ng'ato tho ka waonge mafuta. Waluongo jo ambulance onge mafuta. Itimo nade?
Mach liel to gine ni kaunti ni kod mtoka mar pi to pi onge mtokano. Koro mtokano
Waonge pi.
konyo gang'o? Mtokano konyo gang'o?
Waonge pi. So kata systems ma wan go gitelo. Ancestors go nego ni mbaka mondo ine nikech ne gineno the system being kobedo established. Koro goni mbaka mondo ine ong'isi ni mae gima dhi mbele. Mae gima dhi mbele. Nikech ineno future kaka wacho ga nyithindo ema bodak future no. Parie ka wawuoyo like that. Koro ang'iso gi future no. Kaka ami example seche moko kabet kod nyara tang'ise ne. Nyaka ichak paro kama nikech in kumi bodakie AI bo bet normal, obo bet kaka simu.
Correct.
Obo bet everywhere. Ibo yudo ka ng'ato wuoyo, iromo kode e street to wuoyo tiparo ni wiye rach, lakini owuoyo gi AI, gigo mbaka. Time wakineno ng'ato kamano ting'isi no uda ngacha wiye ong'ado
To
mo.
ng'ane aromo go mana kawuoyo kende. Wuod ng'ane cha wiye.
Ok en piwa.
Wuod ng'ane cha wiye were.
Ibi aparo dana dong nang'isi ni nokia gide. Nokia Kiswahili kata English. Lakini chieng' moro obwogowa kanyo nitie cousin na moro kanyo mane wiye tek. Although sani osedhi. No, obet kanyo to ong'ise. Ok in piwa, omin ni wiyi ok ber. Ok in piwa. Dhano obwogo kara tinde wacho
Ong'ise
English.
nyakware ni ok in piwa.
To ng'ano nok en piwa adier. Nodhi bo to marach sana but nok en piwa.
Ing'eyo nitiere mama
aparo dana.
en ohero TikTok. To en mama maduong' sana. Owacho ga ni nowacho gimo ma famous jana ji kuot ga nyaka sani ni we are in dangerous. ke pare ke ni
Mm.
to nowacho gima very important ni
Mm.
school man matie kia kanye mano kanu the school
Mm.
the school is not having cho
Mm.
the cho the children will fall
Mm.
in the cho. We are in dangerous.
Mm. And dangerous. The children will lower.
Ing'eni koro kiparo gi onyalo kawo
Mm.
award to kele to kaka wache you just burst into laughter nikech ikiakta koro what was happening here. But kaka dau
The
wacho
point
ni
thing.
yokin pure.
Mm. Okin pure. Okin pure. Okin pure. Krigen tamon. Magito. Dhano makoro sani kong'eyo oswayo. To ken oswayo ati moro ma direct. En moro ma ng'ane wacho gacha. Mogwang' lelo wacho gacha. Rafiki yangu.
nataka
Natafuta.
nataka nyumba ya Obiero.
Nataka Obiero.
Nyumba ya Obiero, nataka nyumba ya
Nyumba ya Obiero. Ati mzungu penja ni kijana unaenda wapi?
naenda
Dogo
Nyoro.
naenda Urobi. Naenda Nairobi, naenda kutafuta nyumba ya Obiero. Nowacho ga mano. Lakini mar kato gwang' lelo no berberi. Mano nowacho ga. So I realize ni jogi wach moro no migi gimoro no ne gichako chon sana. So kwere ne
An
nyisi.
gi messages ka e screen ka. Jodongo amor winjo duondu. Tol ni ornwa uru seche machon mbaka opoto nyaka wago. Paro I understand why say I'll do it earlier. Paro na oro ne wa oro ne gine link but ore maleo ne matina paro ne. Angela Victoria nyiero mathatha. Aparo nwach ndiko wach aparo nwach nyiero sama wache saboro cha e gunda gunda malo ko jwang to kode gine bugwa ne en gine tuoro kosendik tok ng'ad tuoro no. Kelvin wacho ni gitimo mahundu ewi liende kwera. Bwana Kelvin ne wang'e kama liete nitie. Be ok no ok wadhi.
Say you do. Jatuoro gi dangerous.
Aparo ni wach dau manyiso ng'ane ni you are not ni okin piwacha. Angela Victoria wacho ni mano dau nomino ni wiye ng'ado mo.
Wiye ng'ado mo.
Wi kazi no ne ng'ado mo. Mage messages man go wadhi mbele chike. Wachiegni
Nowacho
dhi break.
kamano.
Koro yeah.
Ok en pure. So, ineno kwere ne miwa clue ni ne i future mudhi dakie no jogi gichal kama. Nikech naturally mae gima ginyalo produce. Ok ginyal produce anything else. So bed careful nikech jogi bo operate kama. Gin kama. Gihero gik machal kama. Gi articulate life kama. Gipenjo gik ma kama. Alafu gikete hii story. Makoro kwa biro in time to wabo yawe. Kawang'e the key to yawe. Tineno gin ga exact. Gin very exact. To gima nyaka wach kwa kalo piyo piyo. No miwa solution kanyo but wadhi ka wadhi. Don't get hell. Omiwa solution to a problem but wadhi ka wadhi. Mano akiera ka wadhi. Wadonji gine telo. Wadonji break.
Aya, wadhi e break matin. Nyikwara Mugi Ajwang'. Ka in gi kahawa kama, koro go order mondo pong'ni go. Ka in gi coffee, Ramogi coffee. Ka in gi pi, pong glass. Jo Ugenya, galego. Talego nyocho gini nyocho miya diel. Koro amigi license. Nyocha gi honga. Na ami jo Ugenya license mar tidit sama wan e puodho to gine kuon.
Ibo okelni bia.
Okelna bia.
Agulu. Man gi tiende ang'wen.
Sama iwae to kawinjo ok ang'e gimigi. Kasetwe diel e dho oda, giling' aling'a mokwongo. Kasetwe e dho oda, koro kinyisa to apenji ruoth. License. Ing'en evidence nitie diel ni dho odi.
Osechopo.
osechopo. Koro diel
Sechopo.
kosechopo dhoto jalego penja apenji ruoth to license mimiga joge nyacha okwa bende. Koro
Ing'e kendo ichako ni to diel maber dhodi ni to akure.
wakure.
Av gidhi kodi.
Koro nyuka Ramogi Ajwang', wadwa dhi break matin. Ka wamiyo joma pong'o kahawa opong'e, joma pong'o chai, joma medo pi, joma timo ang'o. Dhi break, irie tiendi matin nikech koro kwaduogo to JK koro dwa tere kaeto walore, but wadhi e break matin. Kaeto kwaduogo to wadhi mbele. Ero uru kamano nyikwa Ramogi Ajwang'.
Ibrahim Traore, my son Kunta Kinte. Now look at the heavens and behold the only man greater than yourself. Ibrahim Traore, now you are Kunta Kinte.
Ambale Africa tombe America hamko yata hamko nimbo babinku Kunta Kinte we yata Sula yuti mekini we Kunta Kinte we Nyame ya yue Kunta Kinte Ambale Afrika amba
Awinji wach wamiyi kipuonj liecho nyono le. Erokamano.
Now we showing action.
Mana mino lawe ke go bondo kawero Tina Nyajogoro.
Mago makoro nusero go ituoro.
Kori
Mago makoro nugine Saturday koro.
Dongiwinjo ka lai wacho ni paro donjo agi kionge Tina Nyajogoro. Ne nitie mama moro e gweng' miluongo ni Ndenga. Koro antiwa moro no tedo ndenga ne wajalime ka. Nitie nyieke miluongo ni Nyaboro. En kane yowuote ariyo gin besewa kane wadhi li kan kanyo to en kobiro to okinyi wacho ni ne nyithindego ni madho chai en ketho sa. Agoro ni en mare en go e klas to nyithindego okete lwete kama oketo gile. Ramoth ka ngisi gani ugenya nyathi jadweche adek wateme nte nyathi man gi juogi koso wateme gi gino ekete lweti matete
Winje ube uselokre politicians ati warango kun gujuogi kar wacho ni waloso drunkards ati warango ken gujuogi mago kure.
Mano language ma village.
Ati
Language ma village.
make sure no waloso drunkard ati warango ken gujuogi. Ulokre jogine jotimbegi kod kitegi.
Kiketi lewe ineno kaka wang'e react. Kiketi lewe to kaka lewe gi wang'e.
Kelo nyaka wang'e react ma nyathi. This is a new taste. Nyako mano biology nyaka react.
Nitie ma king'iyo tiwachi ma dhi bedo jakong'o
moluo kwargi.
Moluoko ma to nitie moro ma gino ok obadhe iketo omuonyo mitne ma dhi mbele GK kamore.
You actually obo bet matek. Telo one ge baden kata warning Martin. One ge baden kata warning Martin. Nikech Fox ngisowa something. Ma creating gima wacho na Africa kata luo nyaka tim. Wacho ni luo first.
Yeah.
Nyaka gi create a different reality. Injo no bet piny boparo. Mokwongo, giwacho gima interesting. The fox was displeased with the lion for killing all his subjects. He thought of how to kill the lion. But when thinking his plan over, he changed his mind and decided that the monkey should die first. Nenga manyalo accept information manyien to integrate into man. Adosomo gimoro ka. The imperative of consciousness. Alafu about to the warning. Because of the Luo understanding consciousness, Jose chako confuse. Gido confuse koma the meaning understanding ma Luo. Gise bet kagitimo gini for some time now. Acha kama. We should not look at consciousness as some abstraction. As I often tell people, the most practical thing we could have is a good theory, a good concept to guide our behavior, to be used as an instrument to measure reality, as an instrument to test reality. Jogibo in the world is not real. Your consciousness more birogi. It is all in your mind and you can change things. But the warning. Negise chako. Nikechinok ginyal nego the core of the thought ma concrete consciousness. Koro nyaka giteri to so-called spiritual consciousness mondo kiki deal with reality. So kataka reality ni ok change, but as long as spiritual consciousness is okay, in okay. The moment we should not look at consciousness as some abstraction, something mafloat. The moment you be okay to world of theory, a concept, and then it test concept no world. You know, the fox in and all represent this. You come up with an idea to test in the world. Yoro kongo to luongo gi to dhi to ng'ise ni onyalo loso wuoche. Mano ineno en series of steps. Emomiyo niwacho ni manhood odwaro patience. Odwaro self control. Nikech ka ne en joma tinde gima onge self dhaw ng'ane odhi onyi sibuor ba wer gi kite but eventually gibo yude. Odhi nyaka parliament kucha bogo koko. Wacho ni to be without theories to approach the world on an ad hoc basis. Just meet it here and there and not approach it in a systematic form. It is to live reactionarily, always reacting to what other people are doing, always being overwhelmed by events, overwhelmed by the future, instead of creating events and creating the future and making the future. When one has a good theory and a good concept, one is able to do just that. Manede ko mother fox. Then a very, very good theory, a very good concept. Alafu test in the reality, to change the reality. Without human consciousness, there is no world. It is the presence of human consciousness that brings meaning into the world. Without conscious human beings in this world, in effect, there would be no world. We bring the world through our consciousness, and through our consciousness create the world we live in. Ma, kirange from a Luo perspective, and very true. But gi confused gig, This means if you think it in your mind, it will happen. Just be positive. Gigology from the real consciousness. Korena and some feel good abstraction. Emomi Luo is interesting. Luo already negi about consciousness and the importance of consciousness. Emomi negi is Luo consciousness. Importance Marema creating the world. Actually, out of the totality of our reality, our consciousness hews a world that fits itself. In other words, the kind of world you exist in reflects the kind of consciousness you have. Notice, if you change your consciousness, you change your values and change your orientation, you enter into a different world. You interact with different people who you didn't even know existed in the world, social institutions that you might not even have recognized until you entered into a new level of consciousness. I mean, kaka kineno so wachako bet interested in Luo tichako yudo okay. Intira Agricultural Institute, nitie moko, and people are really into this conversation ma Luo in a very, very healthy way. Molo moko manowinjo ganen mana kitgi gi timbegi and stories ma wazunge emo create and definitions ma Luo ma wazunge emo create. You observe people, for instance, Wachani, man's consciousness is a creative act, and the kind of consciousness one has will determine the kind of consciousness, the kind of world one creates. Consequently, when we look at the world we live in, African people, we must recognize that to a great extent, it is our own creation. The world more living as African, it is our own creation. Wachukama. It is a world generated by the kind of consciousness that we have permitted to be instilled in us as a people. Watamrika control of this process, wawe ni jomoko, and then one surprise ka one go coffee to kwanyal process it into cacao. Kata cacao kwanyal process it into chocolate. To one surprised. To wawe jogong is one we cannot do it. Or there is no market for African coffee. Ama African cacao. Ma minute on that level, or minute if you meditate and talk to God and gigibo happen. Manema actually is the dangerous. Gichako tugo kodui wakendo. Consciousness is about these levels and end game. So actually, it is a world generated by the consciousness that we have permitted to be instilled in us as a people. We talk about the white man as having power. Recognize that power ultimately has to do with the relationship between people. And the white man's so-called power is to a large degree based on the nature of relationship he has with the black man. We empower him by the nature of our own behavior and attitudes as a people. He cannot be what he is unless we are who we are. One more created elo. Masama waboshi pecha. Samanya lo wacha dear mbele necha my consciousness ema mie power. I decide na relate kode kama. I relate kode kaka Nyasaye. Kako wad gi Yesu. Actually, the European is largely our creation. When we look at our behavior, we will see that to a good extent, it is our behavior, our values, our consciousness, the kind of personality we have established in ourselves, our tastes, our desires, our needs, that maintain the European in his position. Gikmo chamo, gikmo hero, gikmo duaro. Iparo cartoon chatelo. Manokel ngacha dawa.
No, yes.
Toko kelo wiye kama to kelne magazine manyiri.
Manyiri.
Marochere. Nyiri marochere. Alafu kozuba kama to lewni. Gucci ang'o to gari. To cities. London, Paris. To what they?
We ombacheni.
So actually, Actually, we can better appeal to our sense of self and our own consciousness. We waste a lot of time trying to transform them, when through transforming ourselves, they will be transformed automatically. The power is in our hands. The power is in our hands. Very interesting. But and Kamano tell we have the capacity. Emma story ni nyiso wan kataka the monkey ne ong'er ne nitie gi so much power in that system. To sibuor be ne nitie gi power in that system. Podi, you have the best weapon makwerewa nomiwa. Consciousness. Koro nyaki work on its organization, its function, its relation, and its relation to others and the environment. Gimomiyo nawacho kamano, jogi osebet ka gisell this other idea of consciousness for a very long time. For a very long time. Well, me an example. Nitie mama moro ka iluonge ni Barbara Hubbard. Ang'e ni jomoko bo gidhi wang' koro. Nowacho kama, negibiro kama. Tadwani notice this language. Barbara Hubbard, Christ Consciousness and Cybernetic Transhumanity. Harvard's vision of trans-evolution through superorganic cyber nervous systems was inspired by the tech-gnostic prophecies of Pierre Teilhard de Chardin and the design science revolution of R. Buckminster Fuller. Google Buckminster Fuller. Teilhard de Chardin was a eugenicist. A eugenicist Jesuit priest who preached a transgnostic gospel of spiritual or noetic evolution through the awakening of our universal consciousness through the noosphere. Ineno kumagitere, awakening of our universal consciousness to the noosphere. Gigole from obedo universal consciousness. Any otere malo kucha. Unfortunately, and Fuller was an eminent futurist, Ngama Project Future, and the godfather of design science revolution, which prototyped synergetic models of evolutionary architecture, such as the geodesic dome. Both Teilhard de Chardin and Fuller professed their faith in the cosmic Christ consciousness of noospheric evolution. Ineno kendo gid koro obet cosmic Christ consciousness. Erase energy. Kendo giwacho kani during Hubbard koro en mama manochako this iluongo organization ni Foundation iluonge nade and an interesting name ka Foundation for Conscious Evolution.
Foundation for Conscious Evolution.
Koro gitimo kaka gitimo gag culture, ni ka giketo the word culture kanyo, tiparo en song and dance. Sani koro gise realize ni luwo ni gidhi side. Nikech gisomoga nang'isi ni gisomoga our ancestors sana. Sana. So girealize ni miyo jogi a way out ma consciousness by recreating yourself, understanding your community and their problems. Alafu you come up with a solution mabo sort kaka the fox otime to sort that, and that becomes your identity. Alafu miye nying. Gigoli from this. Gingisi about some universal consciousness. Me awaken. But chako this thing called Foundation for Conscious Evolution. And very interesting kaka achiel and one of books mekilongo The Evolutionary Testament of Co-Creation. Yani so give mix gini ni mondo especially the youth mabo yudo consciousness gibo confuse it with some spiritual mambo jambo magichako. Nikech neno gichako the noosphere. Yani enena na onge time maybe on one weekend wabo go through this thing on the ne. Kaka already gisechako counter kaka consciousness tiyo. But magi luonge ni Gnostic Christ consciousness. Emomiyo ng'ati ni en ga very dangerous ka gichako move him around. Ineno kata ng'ane. Winjo. Winjie, telo winjie. Ineno mama ni kod joma noloso this idea. Ma consciousness. Abraham Maslow's Euphesian network, the root of human potential movement. And the roots of human potential movement. To ineno giwacho potential ni nyalo change, but gi change the thing already. So giwacho Lawrence Rockefeller advanced a conscious evolutions towards transhumanism by pushing the human potential movement. So even you have potential, gikmone noga is social media, gikwaparon gi encourage, kara gini joge mapod timo what they do. He did this through his investments in the Human Potential Foundation and the Esalen Institute. Hubbard likewise pursued this philosophy of conscious transhuman. Hubbard the Mama Manochako, the other foundation, through the Human Potential Movement, which spanned the humanist and transpersonal psychological theories of her mentor, Abraham Maslow. So ngama wang'eyo ni the one who has defined gimoro ni the hierarchy of needs. En ngama work from this network. To mane mwatiyo go sama nwawuoyo about economy sacha GDP and the rest. GDP bedo calculated according to gik ma Maslow wacho na necessary. Gik moko moluongo ni basic needs.
Because I don't believe ni human beings are motivated by a hierarchy of needs, moving from basic needs, survival towards personal
to self
fulfillment.
Alafu at the top and so her mentor Abraham Maslow was the mentor of Dakoni. Who coined the psycho-spiritual principle of self-actualization. Emomiyo na wachoka several times. This is nonsense. Gimomiyo luo mit. It is not self-actualization and self-creation.
Correct.
And totally the opposite. Totally the opposite. Toma okni idi meditate tichako these philosophies akia how the world is connected universally. Ichako by observing your people and their problems. Okichak some abstraction. We have to stop looking at consciousness as an abstraction. Gimoma float. Consciousness and the society, the human dimension of our society, the human dimension of thinking. It is a psycho-spiritual system. Kakajogi wacho, no wacho it is an intellectual system. Culture is an intellectual system.
Yeah.
Meaning, and gimanyaka you have to figure it out by thinking. Kwachako story ni tineno the fox okodi pray to God. Onge issue ma God in this story. Onge issue ma the other. No bet pinjbo realize the monkey has to go first. The monkey has to go first. So we can change the situation of this community. Then, sibuorde. But ingeni kichako biro kamano, to gigoli woko. Ami another example. iketo wer mar Traore, nyoro nya keto wer mar Traore.
Oh,
But
by the way, yeah.
but osechako float ideas. Moro na neno ni ochako kama obo wuoyo kama Burkina Faso bochako wuoyo kod aliens. Telo jogi timo their thing. Moro na neno no ochako kelo herbalists.
Into systems, into
Mano
the
another one. Mano another one. Nkech kotimo with herbalists, there's no need to say. It is not news. King Ngani, he would not sit and announce something like this. Kise watch it for some time. Oko announce ga nonsense. Magi joka osechako.
Infiltrate Guinea.
Gi create narrative. And jogi, psycho-spiritual principle, self-actualization, magi. And very dangerous. Nkech negisene nani. Telo jogi somoga more African history more than we do.
That's true.
Gisomoga more African culture than we do.
That's the only way they can manipulate it.
Dongamomio nineno katakanga nenengiso about Luo and Juok. Not into the arguments of Europeans. Okunokelo no kata jodongo. Mek Luo mose wuoyogo. Notero into the minds of Europeans. Because that is where they believe the truth upon them.
You mean Professor God? Guinea. Yeah.
So better interesting. So as much as we worry about consciousness, kakagi ketoni kitigitimbe giti still them matimo Guinea. Kagi winjo no consciousness to gibo move in case this they did. Maslow no dak when. Maslow kenga mano dak nyoro. Maslow no dak nyoro. Maslow is not. Maslow tochon.
Abraham Maslow tochon.
Tochon sana. Agree. Otochon. To kata sani kendo kibiro i online nitie gimoro mawachon simplypsychology.org. Mano ondike ni on February 6, 2026. Article ni ondike in February this year. Tongisi, Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a motivational theory in psychology. Tiluonge ni motivational theory, comprising a 5-tier model of human needs, often depicted as hierarchical levels within a pyramid. Needs lower down in the hierarchy must be satisfied before the individual can attend to higher needs. So in your own self-actualization is the desire to become the most that one can be.
So my name or depict as the highest. Mano is the highest. Kuchako from the lowest.
Ojako psychological needs. Air, food, water, shelter, sleep. And alafu biro safety, personal security. Alafu biro love and belonging. Alafu biro is. Yani, Guinea, kiketo Guinea on an African, you find, you do an anomaly. You do something very strange. Very strange. But okay. Machon.
No, he died in. I didn't know when he died, so I had to consult. But of all these, in the 5 hierarchical levels mag needs mano okelogi. He died of a heart attack in 1970, June 8, 1970, while jogging
Ken 62.
near his home in Menlo Park, California. He developed everything for everyone, 5 stages.
But telo gima wacho ni ok no develop. It was as a control grid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark kanga to kaka wan ngama understand consciousness from the African perspective. Kibiro to lori oduoki back. Owacho ni in this instance obobet kaka onger. Awome na chako kawacho we can justify nonsense. Jomaria kenyalo justify nonsense nikech Maslow ongiso nonsense but then highly educated.
Exactly.
Ongiso nonsense and highly educated. So Emmanuel actually at the end of the story, the thing that has to die, kaka sibur kodonger, is your this lies, this nonsense moting in ourselves. Mangano never we have to change this. The way we orientate our consciousness, empower other people. Kaka udinyo gik Zulu from
Kwaindi.
yani Mano is very consciousness no bam, but they do this.
Nijo mineno ka mach gi Zulu atayaka. Mineno kopong'o barabara gi Zulu atayaka. Pesa no tetete udhi ka Muhindi.
Tek.
Nikech Muhindi ong'e kaka ging'eyo how to manipulate you. Koro ma in ing'e manan I'm cultural to kinyal. You are not empower yourself. You don't live in your consciousness. Ming'e ni these things gin an attire to ena Zulu attire. I'm a Zulu man. Why don't I start ways and means my animal stock gigi for my land you're doing those things the attire and Ramoth some my wiye cost 2,000 rands. Those people gigo are very expensive, but
Mano
they
expensive.
buy them from the Indians. That's the truth. I don't know what they can think of their cultural weeks and all that. We were told this weekend Zulu, the other weekend this. They do all round. Because you remember South Africa, all the languages give national languages. So they're graded as equal theoretically though. Mazulu so go understand go bad.
They don't care.
Superior. So in book, yes. So these things are worth talking about. We have to understand consciousness. And Toramoth, this is why Steve Biko had to die. There was no way he was going to survive. Teaching people consciousness. There is no way he was going to survive.
Interesting. Telo kawono na in a bit then simple but pretty dense. And pretty story no and very dense. To no kadwa wadhi chunye kabisa wakale akala. Kichangeno bobedo gi chance ma neno these characters again kagiduogo. To aneno kata moro chan waneno ma kama Sibur be nonego the old people.
Yes. Koro koyudo tabu. To jomatindo kwere na wanto kendo gigi to wakedo nginyo inego jomong'e gigi. Yeah, so yeah.
Onge wach. Telo ana abawacho nero kamana kuom host wachni. To jowa be manen ka wago erokamano ahinya abed dhi mbele to Ramogi Cultural Institute wago erokamano be for miwa support kod bed kodwa kod dhi kodwa mbele wago erokamano and jogwa mpiwa mondewa relatives wago erokamano kabisa. Erokamano auda waduoknigo mondo ilore telo.
Jika erokamano. Challenge ma adwan wabed go kawuono en ni wan gi references. Ka wadonjo deep into the archive marwa mar Luo kwa golo story kaka migolonwa kawuono no, ne ane puonj ma mopuonjo omako everywhere. To in the process watimo references, wasomo other works by other people ma had lived different times, moko chon ahinya, moko machiegni ka. We've even referenced Abraham Maslow, not in the sense mana for references wang'en to en opuonjo ang'o to waketo gik mopuonjogo to kod gik ma Luo consciousness puonjo to waketo e ratil, and then we use it as a yardstick. Mana kaka wasebet kwatimo kata in other programs kaka ka wasomo book ma The Luo Girl, kana wasomo book ma The Luo Girl, and we could see the discrepancies mane Professor Minde ondiko and the reality based on Luo consciousness. Mano is the core of this. Koro and I think Ramo the other day I told you ni as a young man, after I came into contact with the history books, and then it started turning philosophical, and I started reading people, especially ngato kaka ngane, Bantu Steve Biko, a man I admire a lot and his works. Then I met Amilcar Cabral. I wanted to ask you this question. Mondi do kanek pio kai to alori. Kapo lori be koro alori managimano is fine. But nikech people like Okenek Ngatoka Amilcar Cabral, no watch on the greatest weakness of national liberation movements is the lack of ideological consciousness arising from ignorance of the historical reality they seek to transform. And he is aware of what consciousness is. And the Wachoni consciousness was not simply being proud of being African. Kech mano ahero sana. Hey, wajo luo kitgi kitimbegi. One Africans. I'm a Pan-Africanist. To keep paying, what is Pan-African? They have no clue what they are talking about. Tema Cabral warned the people about. You have to know who you are. You have to know your people's history. You have to understand how colonialism shaped your society. That is what Ramoth you've been talking about. Jogi, Japaroni, we need to put into context. Jogi Timuga Gicha, Jogi no somo history marwa. Jogi are this group of people, these colonialists, the missionaries, Manobiro Koni in advance, and all this. Cabral knew this thing. You have to understand how they have shaped or reshaped your society. Gikelo systems mag education ma favor gi, ok favor i. Gigolo nyaka nyingi, mondi, in koro ikino mondi nyaka medi moro. Jojo mondo uda batisa iye nying wuoro gi wuoye gi roho. Ok atak niki magi gin gik matimre. Nyingi cha be koro koromo. Imedi nyaka nying moro. Origolo mari chatimi mari. Jogi are milking every system that you had in you to replace gimargi. And you have to develop ability to transform your reality instead of merely reacting to it. Politicians ohero wasano ohero mago kabisa. Because they say create poverty. Poverty is a multi-dollar industry. Kagise create to kori luongo nu goons, you can be hired at 200 Kenya shillings. To udhi go ji unego. Nikech koro in goon. Your reality has been changed. You now react to how they want you to react, not to how you are wired originally. This is a change, man. So, Ramoth, we have these people like Cabral who knew these things. They talked about it. Steve Biko, Bantu Biko, also Okne Tugo in these things, Mar Black consciousness. And although he emphasizes on psychological liberation, but his message also was conscious people are difficult to dominate because they understand both their past and their purpose. So, Ramoth, as we read these stories written, and also we go into the archives and bring out what explains things that were written thousands and thousands of years ago, but are alive with us in 2026. Are there few Luo men and women who walked the earth, whom we can reference, like we are referencing Steve Biko, like we are referencing Amilcar Cabral, that we can pinpoint and say, yes, so and so was taken out because of his stand on Luo consciousness. Benitie koso onge kabisa kabisa.
Tell you,
Politics.
cut it in short. Cut it in
Not
short.
politics. Not politics.
Politics. No,
Yeah.
and I understand nikech kata politics mowacho ni magik mobiro 1990 akia multi-party bla 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 bla.
Yeah.
Mago gik manyoro. But over time osebet. Gisebet mang'eny sana. The more ing'eni wawach mokwongo kama. Gisebet mang'eny sana. And we will meet them. We will meet them. Ing'e ka an wadhi kodi to wadhi nam and I can only swim anyalo swim anyalo swim only 10 meters. Kawachi man Victoria anyalo swim 10 meters taduogo. That is how much anyalo timo. Kama koro nyaka wadhie ma en 50, 100 meters. Ng'eyo. Mano pod ok wanyal chopo kendo ok chal ni nyalre. But by the time wadhi through this thing, Ibo walk with so many names. Achoga achiel ka Gwada. A person who was known for finishing things very well. Very well. To aboromo kodgi. To kendo nyaka ipar ni kowacho Luo consciousness, ok wawacho mana joluo ma Kenya. That is one mistake mwatimo. Kowacho Luo, we talk about the whole East Africa. Koro ng'isa how many they are.
Correct.
The more wadhi deeper, the more aboromo kodgi. Ibo neno. The more wadhi deeper, the more aboromo kodgi. Nitie so many, telo. Nitie so many. I mean example. Nitie moro ma you the first in terms of team, not first as the first person. First as in team, like nitie joma niluongo kaka choli. Mane no create the first idea ma organize architecture ma ot. Kakineno joluo timo gan ka iluonge choli. Wadhi meet gi mang'eny. Ging'eny sana. The first ngamolos Iluo, the father, iluonge no Chuodho. Kaka jogi wacho ga ni gin ga Abraham. So the more wadhi deeper, wadhi yudo ginena ni pod wan foreigners. To gimi wacho about Africa cha. Africans nyaka remember ni wacho in the Luo, there's a system to become a Luo. Also in Africa, there's a system to become an African. Majority of Wana are not Africans. One just people who happen to be black, but we wish we were white. So we hate the continent first of all because we were born here to one black. Kaibedo born here originally to in black. Mommy, why do gabot kwaringo the Europe? Kama tin molo Europe itself tin Africa loe like a million times. But kanye mwadwa ringe wate.
Kejinegi manipulate nyaka maps ka.
So ineno ni pod kata bedo African wakon African. Ami an example. Mano timrena one on one. Ne romo gi nyako moro ma a thurwa koni. But okoa wachacha ne nya Kenya. Koro nwatimo discussion mang'eny about Africa.
Fair enough, yeah.
To chieng' moro ong'isa kama. Ong'isa ni Pan-Africanism cannot work. To ong'isa the second statement, which was shocking. Ong'isa ni because it is the black Americans who brought it. Tanta penje. Ninyalo nadi wacho ni it cannot work. He said when did you go Ijou, Idou, biwuoyo kodgi about Pan-Africanism, Idou? She could not answer. So you don't cut down the continent until this hatred for black Americans in Kechigise Kagiri mind were about Africa. Malcolm X giri jogo nochako wuoyo about Africa kapod one colonial subjects pod wa more bedo under the British. So kata bet African nyaka wa earn it. Wasebedo a disgrace. We must earn it. Okibed African kechi you are born on the continent. Kawa di kodi, wachini ka an kodi, ama an in gumin odi, udi for a trip. Wachinu un Cape Town udi for a trip to mino di yach. Alafu ka obo tiditere malo kucha mondo obed like some meters from the shore mondo une Cape Town from the water. Alafu mucho goe kanya alafu yud no nyuole on the boat. Okwa bilungo your child a fish. Kech no nyuole ipi. So okmin no nyuoli on this continent ni you are an African. Emo miwa hero tribes. Kikma wazunge no miwagi. Not even culture, wa hero tribe. Emo miwa kiwinjo ng'ato ng'isi no kuche jo mabeyo olo joluo. Katawa emo miwa we do not want to understand tribes. We do not want to understand culture. The African culture in achiel. We want to exist in tribes. The European osemiwa that one. So kata kiwuoyo about Luo, you about the tribe aspect. Kitgi gitimbegi. Not the consciousness. Mamiyo gine Luo. You don't insist. I give the example more simple. Polygamy. Kiwacho ni joluo kini joluo nikech gin polygamist. Jo South African team a polygamist. Jo Lesotho team a polygamist. Jo Nigeria jogi te gin joluo. Telo.
Zuma
Jogi te gin joluo.
Zuma kara Zuma eno nyango nkenye gimona boro.
An kendo tamo. Kana paro gane
Talking
side ma Limpopo kara en ga jaluo.
Talking Swati apar ga uchiel.
Machakoro jaluo, machakoro e ker koro. Iwinjo this nonsense. Nika gichiew gokinyi to giwacho no yawre. That is what makes them glow. Nikech iluongo gi after the sun. That is what makes them Luo. Aya, kidhi Congo to joka giluongo the sun different, but giwuoyo about the sun. Gibe gin Joluo. So bedo African, there's a process to it. Bedo Jaluo, there's a process to it. And mommy, we have very few Luos and we have even fewer Africans. Okidwa go through the process. They don't care about the process. To them, Africa is just this problem. Kiwacho kendo kidwa neno gini, aseng'isi gini taboru diatelo. Ket gimbele mzungu. Onge chieng' mibo kata chieng' moro kitimo trip kod osiepni moro kata ng'ama utiyo go to bed mbele wazunge Europe. Alafu mzungu ni openje ni where do you come from? Okobi wacho Africa. Ibo wicho ko name country. I'm Kenyan.
Apenji na moth. Ma ink pok otwoye donge pod nitie ma ink nyonde kinyoro to ink pok otwoye manyocha wacho openjo ni ya kure jo Afrika jo ma Kenya jo ma Tanzania jo ma Uganda jo ma Nigeria Ghana Malawi Zimbabwe en border kae en border kaka Busia Uganda gi Kenya to mago gin black mago ok jogi mago ok sisters ge mago brother ge but because mama cha awacho na Germany to say to say bit ka higni 20 you are one of us, you are my sister.
Higni 20 kende.
Donga nywane no yoro ge wangwa gino kapok otwo everybody nyone most of people nyone.
So mane the issue. African, mommy like tribes. Okay, Zulu as a part of African consciousness. Zulu as a tribe. Mommy chamo gi kod Wainde. And Wainde go kinyalo kingiso gi watch consciousness to kibi mor. Nikech mani ketho hala. So many people eat this thing. Gimilongo ni tribe gi gik ma mzungu keto. Kaka nang'isi no. Podi pokaromo ga kod jarating kata ng'ama wa Kenya. Mipenje kod mzungu ni akure. To ng'ise na I'm from Africa. Mokwongo. Ng'ano ng'ise no okay, I know you are from Africa, but where? Obo ng'ise na I'm Kenyan. I'm Kenyan. Okay, an African and Kenyan. Wan kokelo nonsense go to ng'ise ni wan wa Africa. Kopenja saidi the eastern side of that continent in a plantation called Kenya. Kenya is the plantation. Enena samba moro maduong' boundaries. Samba wa is different nikech en gi president. That enena samba. Nikech gini ok nyal kata have a yearly budget moko migi sponsorship. So ochal conservancy maduong'. So chakre the 60s chakre ong'iswa ni this ni samba ni oloko nying to loko watchman koro watchman en jarating. Pok onge time mosebet piny gi budget mare ni samba ni is profitable.
Igwen kata do tong' niang' samoro chulo tek.
Ai. Ichuli nadi ini paro ni en samba ni to en gini. En samba maduong'. In mani category moro in emomiyo ineno ok gihero jo-Africa mang'eny ok ohero Black Americans nikech the reality ma Black Americans bo puonji what is happening in Africa. Ng'ano ne en farmer, en sharecropper. Sharecroppers ne gin joma no gol after quote unquote slavery or end. Timiye shamba but everything motiyo pod nyako mi master.
To
Master at price. In quotes en mare, in brackets en mare. In klammer, in mare, in quote unquote en mare. Ok iwinj kata nyinge sharecropper kata Kenya. Iyudo ng'ato jatiem gi Mercedes ang'o keto kahawa sharecroppers. Nikech ka Europe otamre gimopidhono, he has nowhere to go. Telo waketh gini. Iparo ka ni tin. Magoro but in jatuoro. Telo ne tek sana. Kane wan abit yanga ne tek sana mondo imadh Del Monte Kenya. Del Monte nok biga Kenya. It was in Kenya, but we could not drink it.
Sambaton Kenya, ilose Kenya. Jotich ma Kenya ema lose. But ok inyal madhe.
Nitie gima notimre boketho gino. Nitie gima notimre boketho gino bomwog gino in our market. Tinde minyiewo kama ng'ato sungre no dhi supermarket, especially unjotuoro nobiro koro city, koro madho ga juice. Okia kata history no gigi. Mano plantation miluongo ni Kenya. So but kipenjo joma ng'eny, emomiyo mbele mzungu to giwacho ga how they really think. Ok onyal wuondi na ma Kenya nang'o. Moko kobiro ka mzungu openje ni who are you? Bong'isa ama Kikuyu, ama Kamba, ama Luo. Koro obo define himself by terms ma ng'ani emoloso. Oparo ni opuonjo ng'ani. But ok understand. Ng'ani emoloso these terms.
That's true.
So ocheck mana ke he identify with the system moloso. Kowinjo kiwacho kamano, okay, very interesting. Alafu ng'ise something about your culture. Ikia kata culture, ng'ise some traditional stuff. The Luos are the Kikuyus are these enterprising people, and they like business. And you say, they like business. Another short story.
If you wanna know they are dead, you must drop a coin.
They are the best people in Kenya.
Luos to are polygamous.
Our education.
Are learned.
They are learned. And so and very interesting conversation. So mano kikbuogi so much nikech ineno kata Traore have so much trouble nikech ok oyudo Africans. Koro nochuno achuna ni gino ogine by force.
Yeah, the reason I asked this question, adwaro ni as we kaka wani journey ni ma watimo different, wabiro gi different programs, mostly in the days mag weeks gi, Luofolktales, proverbs and all that. Adwaro ni kech kwa paro ne jowa kama dong neno ka ng'ato koro kaka nitie a name. There are a few names you've mentioned. People like Gwada. Kiki ji confuse ego Gwado goat masani nitiere kaini. Maybe we have to Ma is not is Ma and then okawo nyinge, but it's not this Gwada Ma is alive now. Because I was thinking, my thinking then we need to start consciously nyaka refer to Joab. We have to Joab given the koro chak manyo nito. Who is this Gwada? Koro me with that impetus mar digging deeper into our history. Apparently, that was the basis on which I asked this question. And it's good. We are still continuing to romogi a number of them. But I just wanted a situation whereby it is easier. Kaka, it's so easy for us to go to Cabral and quote him. And it's a you read about Cabral and your mind opens. So I want also a situation I pick a book and it's talking about the true history around Odera Kanu, not this pitch and patch miwacho nwagagi. And the example amoth en kani wasomo Luanda Magere. We have a number of people who confessed that I never knew this book like this. Because the story mangatonge about Luanda Magere En mana kaka the same thing miwacho ni kiromo gi ng'at moro to penji ni in jakure. We don't say we wacho mana ni, hey, an kama watimo ga gigi and all these things. We don't tell who we are. We don't know how to say who we are because we don't know who we are. So my thinking enemy, we have to have these people in our mind. Then Joa will be like digging deeper to understand who is this Gwada, and then books now. Are there anything we can read about this person? Then we develop our consciousness from that. Oh, Karajowani Tie now talked about these things thousands and thousands of years ago. These things are not. We might have been meeting them now, just like people met a totally different Oderakang. I mean, not Odera, Luanda Magere. When you read the book and you went deep into it. So many people, we have got confessions. We had people who would call and say, "Hi, and Bugni Nange Manani, oh, Luanda Magere, hey, he was a warrior. Hey, he married a Lango girl. Hey, the Lango girl found out where his powers was. They speared him. He fell in Luanda, Nyakasani. That's it. That's the end of the story." So I asked that question, and I knew you'd use it to prick our minds deeper, which you have done. That alone is enough. Korosaninga mawinjo akata an kata, you will be like, ngato penji, romo ngato penji, who are you? Tia kure. You think twice. That something will prick your mind. Have I started the journey of walking into the consciousness? It's a step by step. It's a long journey, but we start somewhere. So that consciousness that is being pricked to say, my introduction from now must change. I have to. There's a different way that I want to be known with, because that is who I'm learning now, who I am. I think that's why I asked that question. But I can tell you, you've used it perfectly to prick our minds and also to push us forward, because that is why we do these programs. We like you always say, we are not doing them for entertainment, and the people who are here know. Because right now, those who are here with us, Ramot, in finishing, they would be elsewhere, like you always say. But they are here listening to us read these books and talk about them, and they've given it all their time. So I think it's important, and it really makes us happy that people can stay with us here, listen to us. But what is the lesson? After listening for 3 hours with us and being very patient, when you could be elsewhere, you could be doing something else, you could be watching something else. Jonas is there. Those who are still crying, the king is dead, but the JC number 10 is alive. Messi. Those who are, these things are still there, people could do it. So I really thank you. I think that was just a way of me saying thank you so much, cultural champions. We are happy with the engagement we get. Kevin Mfware, Frederick Onyango talking to us, saying how they feel. Victoria is laughing about Tuoro things. Somebody have just sent a message, Nijo Tuoro Leo, and all those things. Thank you so much, cultural champions, for being with us. I think it's we've pushed it, and we still have lots and lots and lots of it to come. More stories. Wabro somo story nyaka magaida, wabro somo story nyaka magbie, nyaka everything, every animal they will read, and Luo will tell us what those animals represent and what their stories are teaching us. I'm happy, and I thank you so much that you are here, that you listened to us, that you gave us your time, that you are ready to walk this path with us as we develop a new crop of people who are conscious in their minds, people who know that, yes, I'm in this world now. I'm into the year 2026. As I always say, this is always my rallying call. Never confuse it with us saying, don't go to school and become a professor and become a doctor and become. That's what we are saying. For as a matter of fact, our kids are doing that. But what we said in finishing, Ramon, I once gave you a story where my uncle, one of my uncles, was a chief. And there was a day he said something mean to one of the wives, and the wife went to my grandmother and reported him. And when he came back in the evening from his office chief, he was told, "Ne, dala na kaka idonje to simba no igolo, simba no tije rume get oko kacha ema simba no tije rume, kidonje dala kato simba no ti an ema tiye dala. I also normally say nyara ngiso giga ni kise sidho kofia gwa be na se sidho gi, kise sidho gi kibiro to sami chopo dho ot kacha to koro ka en mana dho luo consciousness ema tiyo. Wach academics, wach kiang'ogo ber malich, samini class, samini tiji, samini gimitimo, continue with them. But when you are home, you have to remember where you're coming from. Thank you, GK. That was profound. That was profound. As you say, it was a bit simple and it touched various nerves of consciousness. Thank you. Thank your family for sharing with us. The technical team, thank you for keeping in touch. These guys have really worked nowadays hard. We don't have those various disruptions a lot, unless your kaimo ema but our technical team are doing a fantastic job. Sometimes we late, but we come, the studios is already set up and you don't have much interruptions. Thank you guys. There is something you got right. JK, Lore with your last word.
Erokamano, an kaka nowacho cha nasetieke telo, mana go erokamano, alafu DJ be ogine otimnwa kamano, to joka kaka iwachono wiwa tek telo. we are not going anywhere. This is the new normal.
Yeah, get used to
it. Get used to it. You will press views, pando views, you will hide the channels, but one car.
Correct.
Is nowhere we are going. Erokamano.
Erokamano JK. Erokamano urunyi kwa ramoga jwangu ya wewe lwete DJ. Mondo ogine wa matino, chwalo wa matin. Kaito, yeah, erokamano. Wanere in the next episode. Thank you. Let's meet in the next episode. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
L'orchestre soif.
Mabala mazali kokufa na Kinshasa, ezalaka incompréhension ya famille ya mobali. Mama ya mobali alingi mwasi ya mwana na ye te, akomisa ye mbanda. Oh mama, nyonso bokilo akolata.